You hear that?
So all of a sudden, she just sat up, looked at the other side of the shelter, started growling, and then moved over that way. And that's when I followed her.
They got it rotating up there on that pylon.
Go, bot! Come into hit! Come into hit! Come into hit! Go, bot, hurry front!
Have you ever felt like something was watching you while you slept in the woods? These 6 real camping encounters will make you question how safe the wild is. From ghostly cries deep in haunted forests to wolves laughing outside a child's tent, some campers never expected to make it back. Each story you're about to hear is caught on camera, and they're not just spooky, they're terrifying. On October 23rd, 2024, a man from the YouTube channel, Man Dog Wild, went on a solo camping trip with his dog, Yeti. What happened that night would make anyone think twice about camping.
Half decent spot right here we can tie off to this tree. Poncho shelter down here, nice and flat. Not too much brush or nothing, so.
He set up his poncho shelter in a beautiful woodland, expecting a peaceful night. But Yeti, his loyal dog, was acting strangely right away. She seemed wary and uncomfortable, constantly staring into the woods and refusing to go ahead like usual. It was as if she knew they weren't alone.
This will be. She's not liking something in that direction over there. That was the way we went through there earlier, and she didn't want to go in front. So she stopped. And now we're back here. This is where we're going to be setting up. She's kind of just staring in that direction. It's strange.
As darkness fell, Yeti's behavior grew more disturbing. She would bark and growl at nothing, her eyes fixed on something he couldn't see. He tried to make dinner, but Yeti's unease was constant.
There ain't nothing there. What is it? She insists that we go and check out this area. Well, Yeti, I don't see much to be shouting about, huh? Why are you going in front? You're always in front. Strange. She's always darting off ahead, but today she doesn't want to. That lizard has another lizard in its mouth. Ugh. It's clouding over. Maybe a little thunderstorm. What is it? Jesus. What's going on? So while Yeti's freaking out, I decided to cook dinner. I've got some chicken doner and some black olives. I was hoping they'd be pipless or seedless, whatever you want to call them, but they are not. Sad times. What's going on, Yeti?
She suddenly sat up, looking to the other side of the shelter, and started growling, making him feel a creeping dread. He even heard something himself, a sound that made him as paranoid as his dog.
What's the problem? What's the matter, huh? What are you unhappy about? So all of a sudden, She just sat up, looked at the other side of the shelter, started growling, and then moved over that way. And that's when I followed her. Quite frankly, Yeti, you're kind of freaking me out tonight. Okay? Yes. So we both heard something then. Now, the problem is, the fuck is that? Oh. Well, it was a snake.
The night was long and full of fear. Yeti kept barking and growling, especially once it was completely dark. At one point, she even bit through a guy line of his shelter, as if trying to bring it down.
Good morning. Good morning, my friends. It was a long night. The fun didn't stop for Yeti. She was up barking and growling a few times throughout the night. And don't know what was up with her. It seemed like as soon as it got dark yesterday, she was just almost changed mentality, right? Barking, growling. It freaked me out. So I think she's taking down the shelter. You taking down a shelter, Yeti?
When morning finally arrived, he discovered something truly chilling. Fresh footprints, not his own, were right by his camp.
And that's not my track. And that wasn't there yesterday. So this is my track. This is not my track. See the different treads. Is there better ones? Look at this. See? That's not my tread.
They were clear and different from his boots, appearing exactly where they had slept. These new tracks explained everything. The growling, the barking, Yeti's intense focus on something he couldn't perceive. Someone had been there, close to their camp, while they slept.
Because I always look for tracks on the way in to see who's been around. No one's been around. So that wasn't there yesterday. And that may have been a reason. And that would explain a lot. See the tracks.
Yeti had smelled their presence, sensed their approach, even when he remained unaware.
What is it? See, coming through here, you can't lay down tracks because it's too hard. But she smells something. Hey, you may not be able to leave tracks down here, but...
It was a stark reminder that you should listen to your dog sometimes. It was a terrifyingly close encounter, and he was left with no idea who or what had come so near in the dead of night. With that being said, let's move on to our next camping encounter. On April 10th, 2025, he went camping at the Helendil RCS facility in the Movav Desert. This place was known as the Lockheed Martin Skunk Works facility, a secret test site rumored to house UFOs. He set up his camp in the hills above the facility, hoping to see something strange overnight. He had his night vision goggles and a spotting scope ready. As the sun went down, more and more vehicles arrived at the facility, which he noticed around him.
Looks like another vehicle's arriving. It went in through the front gate and it's now driving down the test area. As the sun started to set behind the mountains, I got settled into my observation point for the night. First thing I noticed is that more and more vehicles were arriving as the sun was going down.
As darkness fell, things started to get weird. All of a sudden, a faint light appeared on the ground that he could only see with his night vision. He thought it was the hatch to an underground silo opening. Then, something crazy happened. A classified aircraft started to rise out of the ground on a pylon, rotating slowly. It was a radar cross-section test, something he never expected to see.
The first thing I noticed was a light appeared on the ground. It was too faint for me to see with the naked eye, but through my nods it showed up very bright. This was indicating to me that the hatch was most likely opening to the underground silo. Wow, this looks crazy. They got it rotating up there on that pylon.
He tried to film it, even though it was almost a mile and a half away, and pitch black. They had turned off all the lights on the runway, making it clear they didn't want anyone seeing this. He could just make out the shape of the craft, a nose and two vertical fins, and it seemed to be upside down.
Security truck down there making another pass. I don't know why they have their hazards on. Well, an aircraft just came up out of the hole. So it looks like they are going to do an RCS, radar cross-section test tonight. That's super cool. I honestly didn't think I was going to see anything, but here we are. If any video is going to get me accused of being a Chinese spy, it's going to be this one.
He stayed awake all night. Drones circled overhead for hours, making it impossible to sleep. He left the next morning, safe but shaken. He wondered if he'd get in trouble for filming what he saw, hoping his next video wouldn't be from a jail cell. Moving on to our third disturbing camping encounter. In Swedish Lapland in 2020, he and his husky, Riley, faced a terrifying moment. He had seen bears before, but never one that charged like this. He was hiking when he spotted a bear. It was a young cub, but it started coming towards them. He yelled at it, "Don't come here," and tried to scare it away, even throwing stones. The bear kept coming, running straight at them.
There it is. There it is. Between. There. It's coming here. Hey! Hey! Gå bort härifrån! Kom inte hit! Kom inte hit! Hör du det? Don't come here! Kom inte hit! Nej! Nej! Nej, kom inte hit! Nej! Nej! Kom inte hit! Kom inte hit! Nej! Nej! Nej!
He realized how close they were to danger. If it wasn't for the steep hill they were on, he wondered if they would have made it out alive. Luckily, the bear eventually turned and ran away quickly.
Gå bort! Kom inte hit! Kom inte hit! Kom inte hit! Gå bort härifrån! Höp! 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 Ah! Gå bort! Gå bort!
He was shaken but relieved. He knew bears were in the area, with claw marks on trees everywhere. But this encounter was different. He hoped they had scared the young cub enough that it wouldn't come back.
Gå bort! Gå bort! Don't come! Go away! Wah! Ha! There's nothing for here, you. Nothing here for you. Nothing here for you. Nej. Nej. Gå bort, gå bort, gå bort. It's running away. It was a young cub.
They still planned to stay the night, but the memory of the charging bear stayed with them for the whole night. Let's move on to our fourth haunting footage of a camping encounter. On September 5th, 2024, he went camping in Delamere Forest, one of the most haunted places in the UK. He heard stories of shadow figures, a werewolf, and a white lady roaming the trees. There was also a dark history of a crime in 1971, where 3 hikers were killed.
So tonight, I've come out to Delamere Forest. We're going to do an overnight camp and to see if we can capture any of the spirits of Delamere Forest.
Open the portal.
Open the portal. Is that why there's been so many shadow figures seen? Can you come and show yourself? I honestly thought somebody was going to be stood there. There's nobody there.
Darkness.
We've heard this place is extremely haunted.
Suicide.
Just the woman started crying. You heard it though, didn't you, louder? I'm not going to be sleeping out here, mate. Welcome back to the channel. So tonight I'm heading out to Delamere Forest. We've got to do an overnight haunted camp here. This place has got a lot of history to it.
He and his friend, Ming, arrived late, around 11 o'clock at night, and it was pitch black. They struggled to find a flat spot for their tents. As they walked, a spooky feeling hung in the air.
This place has got some history of paranormal here, so fingers crossed. Right, so this is where we're walking down here, but we're trying to stick to the water edge, but just look how dark it is. Turn that one off. That's how dark it is now. We've got to try and set up tent in the pitch darkness. So it has just gone 11 o'clock at night now. So without a light, but we should be okay. As soon as we find a bit of flat land, get the tents up, have another coffee, and then we'll jump in and do a ghost hunt. But it is spooky out here, just walking around. We're just walking around and it's like, it has got a feeling. So yeah, let's go try and find somewhere. You might just be able to see if there's Ming down.
Once the tents were set up, strange noises started. He heard sounds moving through the trees, and even scratching on Ming's tent, where there were no branches to cause it, around 13:09.
Well, Ming's in his tent. Mine's complete. Time for a cup of coffee. But Ming,
Yeah.
whilst you were building,
Yeah.
can you hear those noises going through the trees and stuff?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, okay, granted, it could be birds, it's animals, we're out here in the open, but doesn't make it any less spooky. With the stories that we've been reading of shadow figures moving throughout the trees, the lady in white, and other stuff happening out here. And don't forget the dog-like creature, dogman, something like that. So
Oh yeah.
a werewolf. Yeah, so there's been a lot of reports of dog-like creature. Could be dogman, werewolf, stuff like that. It could be a black cat, big black cat.
It could be.
So there's a lot of rumours to that. So
Well, let's hope that something appears.
let's see if we can capture it.
out here, mate.
Mate, I'm hearing scratching and I'm not kidding you.
On your tent?
It's like right behind me.
See, I was getting like a across the top of my tent.
I mean, it could have been anything.
Well, let's go and have a look.
There it is again.
Mate, I'm literally stood here.
There it is again.
There's nothing on your tent.
Nothing at all.
Nothing on your tent. There's nothing even around the back of your
Fox
tent.
is actually going round the tent now, outside. Because I can hear that scratching that's going on now.
There's nothing here. Shh. Right.
Then things turned truly terrifying. He and Ming both heard what sounded like someone walking through the brambles behind them. This was followed by the clear sound of a woman crying.
Right, so me and Ming, he sat in his tent, I'm sat in mine. We heard there was brambles breaking. I was walking.
What is going on out there?
I don't know, but it's been going on all night. That it'll go dead silent, then it'll pick up.
Yeah.
But please, you heard that? Like somebody's walking through this,
I did. Just let me get me torch. Right, folks.
I don't know. Right, should we go and have a look? But that come from behind us over there.
Yeah. It was definitely behind us.
Did that sound like somebody crying?
It did to me. It sounded like somebody crying to me, mate. Oh, come.
The sound coming was so loud, he thought someone was right there. They looked, but saw nothing. The crying sound was so real, it sent chills down his spine.
As it shook me up. Yeah, it's really shook me up. If I was out here on my own, would I be here now? No. I'd have just left. I'd have just grabbed my bag and gone. Well.
Later, while Ming slept, he couldn't shake the feeling. He heard more weird noises. He decided to go out alone to try and communicate with whatever was there. He walked deeper into the forest, asking if the crying lady was there. Then, a strange voice came through his device, saying, "Open the portal," and darkness. It even said, "Suicide," and asked if Michael died out there.
Really is just an airy feeling to it. I don't want to wake him up to say that I'm going off and doing a little bit. But I won't go too far. I just want to go up to the road. If you want to come and speak to me. Been a lot of reports of something being out here, something haunting this forest. I've seen shadow figures running between the trees. Others have even seen what they say is the white lady floating between the trees. Out here tonight, I heard a lady crying. If that was you at all.
Movement.
Movement. Yes, I heard movement. Was it you that heard? I really do not know if this is a wise idea. Delamere Forest haunted, and that's why we've come out here to do an overnight haunted camp to see if we can pick anything up. And going off.
Michael.
Michael. Going off what I heard earlier.
1940s.
1940s.
He felt a dark, negative presence. The experience was so disturbing that he later said that if he had been alone when he heard the walking and the crying, he would have just run away, leaving everything behind.
totally unexplainable. 100% nobody come down, because we'd have seen them, we'd have heard them. Well, we did hear something, but we'd have seen a torchlight, we'd have seen someone, but there's absolutely nobody there. Maybe the rumours of Delamere Forest are true. Maybe this place truly is haunted. By who or what? White lady? The shadow figures that have been seen darting through the tree line. It did say portal. So like I said, could there have been a portal that's been opened by somebody in?
The forest felt alive with unseen things, and the rumors of its hauntings seemed to be true. And for our 5th footage, we have a terrifying encounter of this couple on a remote island. On December 3rd, 2023, he and Fran were on a remote island in Australia, far from anyone. They were exploring a large cave, looking for ancient paintings, but found something far more terrifying.
This is crazy.
I haven't heard a yell like that before. There's a decent sized croc slide right on the beach here. And there's a small boat anchored.
No GPS, there's no key in the boat. Very strange.
Holy, check this out. This is a croc slide right on the beach there. That is right where we would have camped last night. Thankfully, we camped on board the boat, but that is pretty close for comfort. Hey, Fran, what do you see there?
Crazy. So the croc has been up right where we filleted the fish. Well, there's definitely a sea eagle eating the beer bottle that is spilled.
We might see a drunk sea eagle getting around later, but we've been at sea for over a month now, guys, and that has got us into a pretty wild part of Australia with crocodiles on the beach right there. This is amazing, eh? What a way to start the morning.
So we're heading to a new spot now in the search of something really special.
Yeah, this is super interesting, guys. So we've got a mate of ours that's been past this area and he reckons he spotted a pod of dolphins that are super rare and they're not actually meant to be in Australia, this specific species. We were pretty blown away by that, and needless to say, we want to go and get a closer look at them and see if it is this super rare species of dolphin. We'll tell you a bit more about it as we go on, but we've got to get there while the tide is just right. Let's go get a closer look.
What did you spot, Joe?
Oh, 2 turtles stacked on top of each other mating.
Oh yeah, they're big ones. We just made it to the next spot.
Check this out, we're not the only ones who wants to camp here for the night. There's a decent sized croc slide right on the beach here. This is his belly. He must have just been sunbaking up here. That's a decent claw. Look at that, it's bigger than my hand.
Far out.
Bigger than your foot. Holy moly, Grant. Just set up our swag sort of like just here, but I think that's not enough of a buffer zone. That's it's a bit close for comfort, so we'll probably look at camping on board the boat tonight. But anyway, what a beautiful little beach. Let's go have an explore.
There's another slide over there.
Another one there.
Far out. His prints are huge. Crazy.
Now, our mate described these as an Irrawaddy dolphin. An Irrawaddy dolphin are quite unique. They stand out because they've got this huge, big circular head, and it looks like they're always smiling. They've got quite an expressive face. They're a pretty amazing animal, but one of the coolest things about them that I learned is they've been known to cooperate with humans and hunt together. So in Myanmar, what the local fishermen have done there for generations, it's been passed down from generations of dolphins and also generations of humans. The fishermen will tap the boat, that'll bring the dolphins in. The dolphins will herd up a school of bait fish and let the fishermen know where the bait fish are. The fishermen will cast their nets and the dolphins will drive the bait fish into the nets. It means the fishermen get more fish and the dolphins pick up all the fish around the outside. So this has been going on there for years and years, and it shows sort of the level of intelligence of these dolphins. Needless to say, we would love to check them out. The only thing is that these Irrawaddy dolphins, they're not meant to be in Australia. So yeah, if we can get a glimpse of these guys and see what they are, this will just be incredible. Anyway, beautiful little white sandy beach here. Let's pull in and go and have a look.
What did you just spot?
I think I've spotted the dolphins that we're after. They're right on that current line. Oh, maybe they're chasing this mullet here. Yeah. You think something's... Oh, he's going for it. They're hunting there at the moment, friend. Look, he's chasing that mullet. No way. Yeah, he got it. What are the bloody chances of that?
We'll tell you more about them later in the episode.
you. Let's go get them.
This beach is all shell. Look at that. It's amazing. I think Jack just spotted the dolphins that we were looking for. Oh, they're right there. What? Oh. That's so cool. Oh my god. David. Hi, man.
Oh, amazing. Epic. So there's this dirty water line and they seem to just be cruising up and down the dirty water line and hunting on mullet or anything that comes through there, and they can ambush them on this sort of where it transitions from that clean water to the dirty water. That's what they're loving. It's also a very good spot to target barramundi that are trying to eat the mullet as well. Kookaburra had a go at that. No! That was that barra that I've been chasing for an hour. Every now and then he'd come out and hit it. He just spat the hooks back at me. Oh, what's this?
He was walking around, feeling the oldness of the place, when Fran let out a scream. He heard her yell, a sound he'd never heard before. She came running, scared, in and told him she had found a human skull.
Too, hey?
My heart is pumping. You wouldn't believe what I just spotted. Oh my god, it's right there. Far out. This is crazy. I've never seen anything like that before, and it's very confronting. All right, I'm gonna show you guys and then leave it in peace. Far out. I need to call Jack right away. Oh my god. Can you guys see it now? Oh my god, oh my god. It's right there. It's a human skull. Farah, I was not expecting to see anything like that. Also, it's full of wasp nests in here, so I might call Jack first. The guy's got a wasp nest on top of his head. All right, let's go get Jack. And Jack is all the way on the other side of the beach. It's hard work.
He quickly went to the cave with her. What they found was truly chilling. It wasn't just a skull, but a pile of human bones. It was a burial site, a sacred place that had been there for a very long time. He felt a deep respect for the people whose remains lay there, knowing their spirits were believed to still be present.
Nothing can really prepare you for that. We were not expecting to find anything like this. This is crazy. This is more bones here. This is a pile of bones. I was checking out that wasp's nest, and below it is a whole stack of human bones. We might have stumbled across
a burial site.
Yeah, something quite sacred here, like a sacred burial site. We were hoping at best to find like some Aboriginal cave paintings that we could show our respect to, but we bloody never expected to see this. Now, up the other end of the cave here, there's spider conch, which is the shell. Up the other end of the cave here, there's a lot of these spider conch shells, which they would have eaten back in the day, the Aboriginal people, and they've just discarded the shells in here. So it seemed to be a place of not only feasting, but also eternal resting eventually.
Jack over there looking for more paintings. He just loves it.
Later, as they continued to explore the island, they stumbled upon another strange scene. They found what looked like a small cemetery with graves marked by rocks, suggesting a European burial site.
What's going on today?
It happened again. Oh no, so I think we've come across almost like an old burial ground here. It looks like there's definitely one grave site outlined by rocks here. There's a second one, a third one. It's almost like a little cemetery here. I'm not sure who these belong to from my understanding, but we're gonna tiptoe our way out of here.
And no well.
And yeah, no well. There's no well up here.
I think we wasted more water to look for the well.
We've still got dirty laundry.
Look at this. So it's all overgrown, but you can see the outline here, the rocks going on the other side there, and this one might be a bit more clear. Alright, let's go.
Yeah, let's go explore elsewhere.
So we're thinking the graves that we just saw were European graves?
Yeah, from our understanding.
Then they found a small boat anchored near the shore. It was a commercial fishing boat, but it was empty. There was no GPS, no key, just some old jerky and toilet paper. It seemed the owner had been gone for a while, and the boat had growth on its bottom. He wondered what happened to the person, fearing the worst, a crocodile attack, or something far more sinister.
This is bizarre. Every now and then you see something and you kind of just think something's not quite right. There's a small boat anchored. It's got yellow numbers, which means it's commercial, like a commercial fisherman. To be honest, we're fairly concerned with this. There's smelled something.
It's a big one.
Thankfully, for once today, it's not human remains. This is a turtle that has been smashed up by a shark and washed in on the beach. Big bite mark out of the top there.
The island was beautiful, but it held dark secrets and unsettling signs of those who came before them. And for our last footage, we have terrifying activities outside a camping test. On March 4th, 2023, he took his 5-year-old son, Jake, winter camping in the mountains of Alaska. They were in a hot tent with hammocks, ready for a fun time, but also hoping to avoid getting eaten by wolves.
Luke here at the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel, and me and my son Jake, we're taking my snow dog out into the wilderness of Alaska to go winter camping in a hammock hot tent. We're gonna be eating some amazing food, having a great time, and trying not to get eaten by wolves.
As the sun began to set, an unsettling quiet fell over the snowy landscape. Then, a strange sound pierced the silence. It wasn't a howl, but a chilling, giggling sound like large animals laughing right outside their tent. He knew it was the wolves.
You hear that? It's getting time, let's make some dinner. I gotta get all the bison hairs out of my pot.
He tried to keep the fire going, but the air outside the tent was filled with the eerie howls of wolves. He knew they were out there, circling in the deep snow. The sounds were close, too close for comfort.
All right, for dinner tonight, I'm making a traditional Swiss camping food, fondue. Traditional fondue is pretty simple. You melt a bunch of shredded cheese over a low heat, you add a splash of white wine, and then you dip whatever you want in it, traditionally bread and potatoes and meat and stuff like that. Some cheeses work better than others. Fontina, Gouda, Gruyere are really good fondue cheeses. So I took a little bit of each and mixed it together. Now, I'm not much of a wine drinker, so I just use white vinegar or white wine vinegar, and you get the same results. These little hot tent stoves actually work really well for making fondue because they're a nice temperature.
Despite the fear, he and Jake tried to make the best of it, eating fondue and s'mores inside their tent. But as they settled down for the night, the sounds continued, a constant reminder of the wild, hungry creatures just beyond their canvas shelter.
Hey Jake, do you want some chocolate milk?
Yeah, totally.
Totally? All right. I gotta keep little boys happy, otherwise they won't go camping with me.
That's not bad time to pick up.
Here, try that out. Is that good? Icy cold chocolatey milk.
It was a long night, filled with the disturbing knowledge that they were in the wolves' territory, and the laughter of the wild animals echoed in the darkness. For more videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button and like this video. Comment below which case you find the most horrifying. Don't forget to press the bell icon for future notifications. Stay safe out there. And remember, the forest never forgets who walked into it.